Time to pick up the second colour palette of Huely 2022, and this time we're painting some really strange animals. If you haven't been following the Huely series or haven't seen my work, you might not know what Huely is yet. It's a limited colour palette art challenge that I created because I wanted to get better at using colours. The challenge takes place during July, and 2022 was the 5th year I did the challenge. The name Huely comes from the mix of hue, another word for colour, and the month it takes place, July. First up, we have the Beavertail. You see, I figured this colour palette would be really perfect for painting flowers, but I also wanted to paint some animals. So I compromised and focused on flowers with animals and their names, and worked on a more literal version of that. If you were to paint a plant that has an animal in its name, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments. The beavertail is a type of cactus that has big flat pads that also develop cute pink flowers. They can usually be found in the southwestern United States and in the northwestern parts of Mexico. I actually made a bit of a mistake with this one, because that light green base I'm using for the character isn't in the colour palette I'm meant to be using. This happened because the colour palettes I create in Procreate consists of more than the 5 colours I'm using for this series, but it also contains the colours for a total of 6 of these Huely colour palettes, so I simply picked the wrong green. But don't worry, I did realise and I changed it later on. If you have any questions about my process, please let me know in the comment section. Next up is the lilac squirrel, also known as the Korean mountain burnet. And while they are native to Korea and Japan, they are also sold in garden centres, so you might be able to find them in people's gardens worldwide. One of my goals for these animal-plant mashups was to try to make the character as cute as I possibly could, so adding the big eyes and a little smile was always on the agenda. But truth be told, I also struggled with these images. While I know the colour palette is perfect for flowers, I did find it tricky to adjust my brain to that while painting the animal. And this is actually quite natural when you take on a colour palette that's unnatural to what you're painting. And of course, I know I'm the only one to blame for this, as I both picked the colour palette and the topic, but that doesn't magically make things easier. A way I could make it easier would be to paint it all in grayscale and then change the colours later on. However, this isn't actually how I work, as I prefer working with colours, so that wasn't really an option for me. Besides, it's a limited colour palette challenge, meaning I'd find it a bit a shame to work in grayscale rather than colour. And the biggest learning through all of this is maybe plan things out a bit better beforehand, for next time. Finally, there's the cattail, also known as typha. This plant has several different English names, and I believe cattail is mostly used in American English, while another common name for it is bulrush. As you might have noticed, there's a bit of a theme to these characters as well, as the plants have been added as a tail. And that's not just because two of the plants had tail in the name, but because I thought it was the best way to highlight both the plant and the animal. And I was thinking of adding foxgloves to the mix as well, but I felt that the flowers would disappear too much if they were put on the fox's paws, so the tail was actually my best option, and I'm really pleased that that's what I went with. Of the 3 images in this series, this might actually be my favourite, and there's a reason for that. In this one, I've been able to simplify the animal a lot more, which means it also blends a lot more with the plant part. So instead of feeling like it's an animal in a weird colour with the plant tail, it feels like a character that's a hybrid of an animal and a plant. And in turn, it aligns more with the idea I had for the series. Thank you so much for watching. More process videos are up on my YouTube channel, and check out my social media accounts and my website for more of my work.